Oh,
Okay. Okay. You're
okay.
on. Yeah.
All right. Are we good?
Yeah. Okay. You could.
All right, good. All
Where's
right,
your
ladies
background?
and gentlemen, another Facebook Live on this glorious May Day, May 1st, right? All right, and we are very fortunate to have with us the the number one agent in our office, Scottsdale, Arizona, Nicole Demas. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can hear my studio audience, they're all sitting on my couch. All right.
Yeah, where's your background? This is not normal.
But
Usually
you
your
know
head's
what?
like floating.
Paul's on site today, so I don't have a background. You don't have a background. We both don't have a background today.
Ooh, Paul, where's the sheet?
Oh.
It's super live, but I have my microphone.
Oh, great.
All right. Well, Nicole, tell us. Most people know you, but there might be a few out there who don't. So, give us a brief history: how you got in the business, how long. I want you to tell them how long, so they can see that you can still be number one in your office and not have to be in the business for 20 years. So, tell them all about yourself, please.
Hi, I'm Nicole Demas. I grew up in Dallas, Texas, so I did not grow up here locally in Scottsdale. I started in 2019, so at the end of this year, well, almost the end of this year, I will be 5 years in the business.
Nice. All right.
Yeah.
And it's a fun business when you're doing well, isn't it?
Yeah, but it puts so much pressure on you in a way, Internally, I feel it sometimes, which, you know, I do to myself.
The business or maintaining number one status in your office, or
Maintaining.
both.
Probably maintaining, I would have to say. Yeah, I put so much pressure on myself, but I put pressure on myself from day one just because I was destined to not fail at this. So I I came in hot from the get-go.
Yep, you came in. You started doing business right away, which is absolutely great, absolutely fabulous.
Yeah, it took me about 3 months to close my first deal in 2019. Oh my gosh, how different it is now. I've been through it all. My deals are just all completely different. So, every day I grow and I learn and I grow and I learn more. So I like to evolve, and I feel like that's definitely helped me grow my business and do well. Obviously, last year I had an incredible year, which is crazy because some of you may know and some of you may not know I had a baby. So I spent all of last year pregnant. I found out early March that I was pregnant. And yeah, so all last year essentially, I was pregnant. And then I gave birth in November, and I wrote a deal 2 days out of the delivery room. So there's that.
I was going to bring that up, but since you did, that's great. No, I don't, and that's crazy that you were in the middle of many deals. You took a little time off and then got right back into it, didn't you?
I didn't really take time off. A client of mine actually reached out to me while I was in the hospital and said, hey, I'm ready. And I kind of knew it was coming because he wanted to make a purchase before the end of the year for, the tax purposes. And it just so happens I went into labor and he sent me a text. And I just remember like holding my phone, talk texting, saying, hey, I'm in labor. I'll get back to you. And I went into postpartum. I had a really, really, really hard delivery. And I remember reaching out to him 2 days later, and I was like, this is just not going to keep me down. So I wrote a deal, and within a couple days, we were going through the inspection period, and it managed to close by the end of the year. So it was a success story for sure.
Definitely, definitely. That's so awesome. And you got right back into it, and your daughter's beautiful. And are you gonna actually? I thought you may showcase her today. No, didn't bring her in.
No. It is very, very hard, and moms know this, to work with a newborn child. What used to take me, I don't know, 5 minutes takes me a solid 30 now. Everything is like it's crazy. So I try and do a really good balance of work and personal now, which I feel like I finally have it down. She is 5 months now, but I have scheduled it out to where it makes a lot of sense so that I can spend time with her and I can still manage to work because Work is extremely important to me. It keeps me mentally and emotionally stable. I'm like an onion, there are so many layers to me that motherhood is just one, it's a
Yeah.
big one. It's probably the outside one that covers the whole onion, but I, yeah, I want to do it all.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I think with somebody like you're high energy and somebody, you know, having the purpose and the direction keeps you sane, keeps that because we all need a purpose, we all need value, we all need something to strive for, especially when you're high energy and so forth. So I understand that keeps me sane, keeps the positivity, keeps my optimistic outlook, all by keeping moving right in the right direction.
Yeah, and I definitely want to start setting an example for my daughter now because I think women empowerment is so big to me that I just want to raise a badass girl.
I
I
love it.
do.
Do you have her
I
listening to Jen Sincero tapes already?
do. I what?
Jen Sincero, she's the one. She's the woman that wrote that book. You are a badass. She's awesome. If you haven't read that book, you should read that book because she's great. You'd get along perfectly with her.
I will look into that, but
Jen Sincero. Yeah.
she does have a little real estate book, like it's a
Yeah.
little kid's toddler book right now. So, yeah, we're just starting her young.
I noticed, and I noticed you also have her. You're also introducing her to social media, right? Getting her involved in your stuff too, which I think is great.
I really like to do a good balance on, work and professional. I don't showcase too much personal, but I am trying to do a little bit more. She is a big part of my life. So it's
Well, of
like,
course.
yeah. So, since
And so is your dog.
my dog, yeah, my husband doesn't really like to be on video. So every time I try and like snap videos of him, he's just not having it. But my dog, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I've seen pictures of you and the dog, the baby. That's awesome. You must get a lot of views. Well, you're going to be in competition with the guy down the hall there. What's his name? Oh yeah, Curtis.
Yeah, he's doing really well with his social and his son. He found his little groove on that. So amazing.
Yeah, Cal Pal. That's a great. No, and you guys can have little. You can compare notes once your daughter gets a little bit older too. And once they start talking, everybody wants to listen to 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds talk. It's great, and it's just like you said. You got to mix it all together, and it sounds like you're doing incredibly well. All right, so to go from 5 years in the business and you've been in the top 20 the last couple of years and now you're number one, give an idea of how you do that because that's pretty good, that's pretty awesome, pretty impressive.
So my my first year in, I think I want to say I was like honor society or leading edge. And then I've just grown from there. I ended number one in our office and number seven company wide. So it was a really huge accomplishment for me last year, I will say. I think that part of it was I was so determined to do it.
Hmm.
Like, you know, I remember I was about 8 months pregnant and somebody reached out to me to list their house. And I went back and forth like, do I tell her I'm pregnant or do I not? And so many people see it as like an obstacle that you can't necessarily get to the finish line because you're going through this process of pregnancy and becoming a mother and whatnot. And I remember going over to that listing and she was like, oh, you're pregnant. And I was like, yeah, but that was never going to stop me from doing the best work I could for my client. And I was going to do both. I was, no matter what got, if I was going into the delivery room, I was still going to sell that house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think for me, I have always been really, really high energy and really, really good at multitasking and doing so much in one day. Like sometimes my husband sits there and he's like, are you tired? And I'm like, no, I just really feed off of doing so much in one day. And he's pretty amazed by it. He makes comments about it pretty much every day.
He's got to
Um,
be. He's got to be. Well, I mean, you've gone from you've climbed the whole ladder there, and when you're in the the top 10 of the agents in our office with those people that you're in that group with, I mean, it's amazing. You're probably the been in the business the least amount of time of anybody in the top 10 too, which is incredible, right? Because you're already doing incredible business and been in the business 5 years. I know to you 5 years is a long time, but I've been doing this for 39 years. 5 years is a short period of time, especially somebody at your age who's probably going to be in the business for a really long time.
yeah, I also didn't grow up here, so a lot of people think that it's like my sphere of influence from growing up here. I didn't go to high school here. I didn't go to college here. I have no family members here, so I'm not selling to my cousin or my brother. I don't have that necessity of using, your business to sell to your family and people like that. It is all, I started building in 2013, I think I moved here officially. I was in the hospitality industry for a really long time. And I think that I just maintained relationships for so long. I just actually am pending on a sale with a woman, and I met her boyfriend, like, I want to say 10 years ago. And he reached out to me on Facebook and was like, "Hey, I see you're doing extremely well in real estate. My girlfriend's looking to sell her house." And he connected, and I had to meet with her and go through all the steps to win her over and take the listing. Her and I connected immediately. She was so cool. She's awesome. I plan on maintaining a relationship with her for life. So it just put me in front of those people, let me have those interactions and make, those natural relationships. And I will nurture and cater it for life.
Yeah, you're really good at that, and that's well, first off, you have your own cheering squad too. Your Tatum Smith just said Nicole for president.
Yeah. She's new in the business. She's killing it. She's doing great. I
She is.
mentor her a little bit. I push
I
her
gotta have her do one of
definitely.
these soon too.
I what?
I gotta have her do one of these too soon.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to push her. I like to make her a little uncomfortable, and she's doing amazing. It's been
Yeah.
really, really fun to watch her blossom.
She is. She's doing great. She's doing great. And hey, she has a good mentor in you, so that's very helpful as well.
Yeah.
But I'm also talking about like even on social media, you have a good following of people. Whenever you post something, you get a lot of comments. And I think it's a lot of it's because you're a real person they can relate to. You spend a lot of time, like you just said, you develop clients for life, and I think that, and they tell people, and they tell people, and next thing you know, you're on a super roll.
Yeah. Definitely. I like interaction with my social media. I try and, I spend a lot of time with my social media manager, as you say, developing content and just being really like raw and, realistic and relatable and all things. So that is definitely one thing that I spend a lot of time on. But I am so grateful for the girl who does all of my posting and keeps my color schemes and keeps me on top of it, because, and I was having this conversation the other day. Some people may know what you do. They may know, who you are. They may even have your phone number, but sometimes they don't necessarily feel like it's a comfortable space to send you a text or give you a call. So I have received direct messages and closed deals because of it.
Right. Yeah. And you have a great following. Do you use mostly Instagram, or is it Instagram, Facebook? Do you have TikTok too, or?
I use Instagram the most and probably Facebook. I saw something the other day that was like TikTok people are in credit card debt and Facebook people write checks. So it was like, it is kind of
So
true
true.
though. Yeah, because I was not a big Facebook person, but now it's like as I'm like blossoming into this career and to this motherhood and whatnot, it's crazy to see the interaction that people really do give you on Facebook. And the support that I've gotten from that is almost better than Instagram.
Hmm. Yeah. My joke is with my kids. My kids tell me Facebook is for old people, and I always go, yeah, old people have the money, they have the listings, they have the
Okay.
ability. There you go. They have the ability to do business, and so, but you want to have both because Instagram, the demographics are like 18 to 36. Facebook is like the mid 30s and over. To my age, to where that line is, where people don't know how to use computers.
Yeah, it is really, really true. I have heard stories about people who are extremely successful on TikTok, but it might be a demographic that, doesn't hit me personally. I'm 35 now. So it's like maybe I'm in that older group. I remember like MySpace was my days, like the top five. That was like,
Wow, dating
yeah,
herself.
yeah, I am. So it's like Instagram kind of did. I was kind of in the older generation of when Instagram started. So
You're on the
Facebook
line. You're
was,
you're on the line. You're on that. You've reached the line of the Facebook demographics. Okay, how do you feel about that?
I feel great because
Good.
I think that it's awesome. I
Yeah.
think it's been great for me. Been great for my business. It's been interactive. People can kind of follow me. And it is so wild because I will sit down with people that I have not seen or spoke to in years. And it's like they know so much. And
Right.
it's stuff like that. It's social media platforms that people really get to feel like they know you or that they're following you, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, you're not the get on the phone and grind it out. You're not the door knocking person. You're more the social media relationships, meet people out, networking type agent. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I do not cold call at all. I do
Okay.
not door knock at all. I have a farm and I don't even really door knock. I'll do drops at the door. I don't answer my door. I just don't. So I kind of do my business on how I live my life. I'm a very big network based person. I'm very big relationship based person. And so I run my business exactly like that. I also focus a lot on referrals. This year I've done an insane amount of referrals in
Nice.
and out.
Cool. Yeah. And a lot of that is maintained by just being consistent with your social media and talking to people, correct?
Yeah, social media for sure because what does everyone do? They are looking for say they're looking for an agent in Scottsdale. They may pick the list from within our company or whatnot. And then they go to social and kind of feel you out. What does she do? How does she market? Um, how many closings has she had? And now that I'm chairman's gold, people it has drawn a lot of people. So if Berkshire is looking for somebody who's kind of on the same level as they are, then they find me.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And it's nice. Like you just said before we started the call, people that you know from years before, they see you're doing business because it's important as part of your social media campaign. Like, I know you have a dog because of, well, I know you, but I would have known anyway because of social media, a child because of social media, what goes on in your life, what your attitude is, what your personality, how you are. I was joking with you before we started about the one where you say, this ain't Texas, and you take your hat off. And then, on social media. That's a
Okay,
good one.
that took me so long to master because my social media girl is like 10 years younger than I am. So she always tries to keep me hip on these trending reels. And she spent several days with me a month ago. And she was like, Nicole, we have to do this. I grew up in Texas. So Beyonce releases her album. She's like, we have to do this reel. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is this is a task. I have to memorize so my lips and the words line up. Oh my gosh. It
Timing.
was
You got to have good timing.
yeah, it was hilarious. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. No, it looks like you had fun doing it, and you'll get some, some professional stuff to show them you're a real person. Have some fun. It's nice to have a sense of humor. People like people with a sense of humor. Obviously, you don't want to be too serious all the time, but there is a time for all of it, right? So, all right. So, give them some nuts and bolts. How do you do your business? How do you churn it out? Because you're obviously doing an incredible amount. How, if someone out there is trying to take their business to the next level, give them a couple pieces of advice. What would be the top three, let's say?
So I would say that I I do a lot of more on the luxury end. So I may not do a ton of deals, but I work in a specific demographic that I've been very grateful to have broken into really, really early on in my career. Um, and I think, like I said before, I think being an onion, so having layers to you, is really, really important, um, especially being relatable. I think, like you said, my social media, whatever it may be, um, I'm just very, very authentically me and unapologetically myself. So I think that's huge. And I think referrals are they go so much further and stronger than anyone can even imagine. And it really, really hit me this year because I didn't focus on that. So whether you're, you know, start networking to people outside of state. I grew up in Dallas. So I did the Beyonce video, This Ain't Texas. That relates directly to my business, directly to where I grew up. And I have been really, really working on a referral based business this year. Let's see, I have 5 right now. Oh, 6 that have been in and out. So that's really, really big for me. Consistency. I think consistency is key. Like I said, I didn't let the pregnancy at all affect my business last year. It just made me stronger and it made me internally want to do more and be better.
Yeah.
And especially for all the people who say, you can't do this, or, oh, you're a female, now you have to be a mom, or, stuff like that. No, I'm gonna be both.
Right. No, you can definitely be both. You're obviously been proving it. I mean, you didn't miss a step when of course, and I know you spend plenty of time with your daughter. You're a great mom, and you're gonna get, you're gonna continue to be a great mom. It's only been 5 months, but the test so far you're passing with flying colors.
Yeah.
So
And yeah, I definitely like to carve out time to where I fully focus on being a mother. And then there are times that I have to fully focus on work.
right, right. All right, cool. So, and I would say that your past life, service industry and so forth, you have a tremendous sphere from that as well, don't you?
Yeah, hospitality. I grew up in hospitality. And I truly like attest so much of my success and just who I am as a person for working in hospitality for so long. I truly think everyone should. It really teaches you how to treat people, how to respect people, and it's really, really eye-opening. And you can make some of the best friends you've ever had. Like some of my best girlfriends I met in my hospitality days. I also have a very big background in the car industry. I spent a lot of, years of my life very, very involved in rallying cars across the country. So that has my network is like coast to coast on that, and I keep up with a lot of those people.
Hmm. Cool. Cool. And then you also have, one thing I notice every time I come to that office, everybody seems to gravitate to your office, hang out in there, talk. So you guys have a good, supportive, I would even call it a slightly competitive, but definitely supportive environment, which I think is very helpful. And you're all young. I know you think you're on the cusp, which I was joking, by the way. I'm on the cusp of, you're not even close, by the way.
Collaboration over competition for sure.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's so much for all of us to eat. I think it's really, really important to support each other. And I'm really big on that. And I saw your Facebook Live with Neil Gatton where he said that I was like the heart and soul of the office. And that, like, it means so much to
Yeah,
me.
that's right. He did say that.
Yeah, I saw that. You're right. My door is always open for new agents if they have questions, for, anyone who wants to sit down and pick my brain. I really try and take time out of my day or my time to help people if I can. I do receive so many messages on Instagram with, people trying to start into the business, asking me if I could sit down and have coffee with them, or they can have a call with me to kind of see how I started my business. And it's one thing I've learned is what works for me might not work for somebody else. You have to
Right.
find what works for you and what makes
Yeah.
you happy. And doing the things that make you happy will bring you success, will bring you business. I like you probably know, I go to a lot of events. I like to stay very, very like social and in front of people so that they don't forget who I am. So I'm always
Yeah.
top of mind. I may not have to send text messages or make calls all the time, but you are going to see me at events, concerts, basketball games, the Phoenix Open, Barrett Jackson, all the things that I love. You're going to see me there and it's going to spark, hey, I wonder what she's been up to, straight to the socials. You know what I mean?
Yep. No, I do. I do. And that's the key. You have a really good mix. You're like when I go to the office, I come over to your office, I say hi, you're always working, you're working on a contract, you're negotiating something, you're talking about a new listing, you're doing a CMA about this, you've got your cellmate, we'll call your cellmate Michelle. You got
Yeah,
Michelle in there. Drew's always in there. Holly's always in there. Neil's always in there. Curtis, Jay. I mean, it's just a great environment of you guys, all young professionals, banging it out every day, supporting each other, and like you said, collaborating, which I think is great.
it keeps you, your flame lit. You have
Yeah.
to be that way, and it's pretty much kept me here. Oh, that's funny.
And
That's
Tatum
why.
too.
Yep. I remember having the conversation with her, like, hey, the environment and the culture will grow you. You feed off of it, right? I can't work from home. I don't feed off the energy. I'm petting my dog, I'm playing with my child, I'm baking a cake, I'm cleaning the kitchen. You know what I mean? I cannot focus. But I
Wait, did you
come
say
in here,
baking a cake?
yeah, I like to cook. Don't tell people all these things about me that
Oh, sorry.
I cook, I clean, I'm a mom, I work, you know.
Wow. She's the full package, ladies and gentlemen. Mr.
Ladies and
Grafone
gentlemen,
must be happy. I
yeah.
call him
So
anyway. It's an inside joke, but Mike, her husband, great guy.
yeah. So I really come in here and I feed off the energy of the people around. I really like to, I follow my colleagues' deals. I'm a cheerleader in their corner.
Yeah,
Anything I can do to help grow the people that I care about and support, I'm going to do it. And
yeah.
this office has been, you know, very detrimental to my growth of my career. Donna Belgram's back as our branch manager. She's wonderful, sits in here. We talk back and forth about any issues that I'm having in transactions. She helps me overcome. So, oh, and then, Michelle Horowitz, I don't know what I would do without her support. She's never
She's great.
competing with me. She just,
Well, you
you
guys are
know,
both busy too, so that's great.
that girl is busier than anyone I know. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
right. And she plays in the orchestra, which is pretty impressive, I think.
Yeah, she does what she loves, which is back to everything that I've always said. She does orchestra, band, canasta, bunco. I mean, this girl has an agenda that you would
How
never
many
even.
people sell real estate and play the bassoon? Come on, man.
But do you know what she does? Is she markets her business on the brochures.
Oh, she sure
Smart.
does. Yeah, she does well. Yeah, she does very well.
Absolutely. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. And I cannot preach this enough to new agents. Like, I can sit here and tell you everything that I do. Sure. You can tell me everything that you do. That may not work for me. What I do may not work for you. You have
Right.
to really blend who you are into your business, or it's
Yeah.
never going to work.
The word you're searching for is you got to be authentic, and that's what you are. You're definitely authentic.
Yes. And I'm really not that good on the phone. Like, I really am not. You might hang up on me. I might hang up on myself, you know? I
I'm looking up
just
on
pre-
my.
I just prefer to be in front of people so that they can like feel the emotion that I feel.
Yeah. Well, plus, most of communication is, body language, tonality, facial expressions. You lose that over the phone. You definitely do.
Yeah, and you know who was also really, really good at that? Bridget Baldwin out of Tucson. I think
Oh
that
yeah.
she's extremely raw and authentic and extremely good at what she does and who she is while she does it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She's and she's hilarious like you too. So that's good. You got to be funny.
Yeah, we get along extremely well.
Yeah. She's at the convention this year too. You got to go one. You got to go to a convention. Okay. I know you were
I went to
like,
convention
okay,
last
pregnant, having a
year.
baby. Okay. But we're,
I
we're
went to convention last year in
I know you did. I'm
Vegas,
just giving you a hard time. I
pregnant.
know. I know. No, that was the year before last. Come on.
No. Oh, okay. Yes. Not, yes.
That's okay. I
I
get it.
forgot.
It was really good. No, you were having you were
No,
having a
that
baby.
was last year.
Yeah, it
That
was
was
last year.
last.
The convention this year is the one you had a 2-month old, so you had the perfect reason, no doubt.
Yes, but I will be at Summit in Chicago end of the year. It is Michelle's birthday, so she is making me go.
No, and that's good. You'll love Summit. It's really good.
I went to Boston Summit and it was awesome. I made so many
Yeah.
friends, and
Alan Dalton walked you guys down the Freedom Trail a little bit too, didn't he?
that was awesome. We did the
Yeah.
Cheers bar, and that was a great trip. And I'd never been to Boston, so I enjoyed it.
Yeah. It's a city you definitely have to go to at least once. And Fenway. You went to Fenway Park too, didn't you?
Yep. Yankees versus Red Sox, and I am a Yankees fan. So,
You can't be a
and we
Yankee
won.
fan from Texas and via Scottsdale. That means
I
you're a
was
fair
born
weather
in
fan.
Connecticut. I was born in Connecticut. My
Oh, okay.
dad went to Yukon. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And I just grew up in Dallas. I didn't say I didn't like the Rangers because I did go to a World Series game, Diamondbacks versus Rangers as well.
Okay. And your Rangers just won last year.
I know.
Yeah. You.
I'm aware.
See how fast she switches teams from the Yankees to the Rangers, folks? She's a fair weather fan. I'm only
I
kidding.
did not switch teams. I just simply said
You have
I
two
like
teams.
the Yankees.
Yes, I got you. I got you. I know I'm a Red Sox fan, so we don't like the Yankees. We're not supposed to. It's not part of our DNA. Although I do like some of the players that have been on the team, like Derek Jeter. How can you not like Derek Jeter and Reggie Jackson?
Well,
But anyway, all right.
yeah.
Final words. You want to leave these lovely people. What do you want to say that you haven't said? Yes, Nicole Demas.
I just want to thank everyone for everything that they've supported me through. Like, I think that's the most important thing for my growth and my success and my journey and my story. And, if it weren't for the people in my corner, I wouldn't have motivation to keep going.
Well, that's very nice. But you're an easy person to help and support because you're so energetic and positive and wonderful. So it's easy to do, and all the people around you band
And you know
together.
what? I want to say that. You always ask me like things that you should focus on. Be positive is definitely one of them. Be authentic, be positive, be relatable, be layers of the onion. You have to be able to adapt.
Right. Yeah, there's a difference between being Pollyanna and being positive. Being positive means you're going to get rocked. Stuff's going to happen. You're just going to get through it as positively as possible because we're all human and good things happen and bad things happen, but you got to keep rocking in the right direction. So that's a very good statement. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right,
And you
Nicole.
definitely.
Well, I
All
just want to
right,
say
Rick.
thank you very much for taking time out of your day today. We really appreciate it. You were wonderful as always. All right. And we really appreciate your time. Keep it rocking. We want to see you number one again next year. Okay.
Ooh, thanks for that pressure.
I know people don't realize that when you become, everybody wants to be number one. When you get there, it's a different type of pressure because now you got to stay number one.
It's rough. It's rough. And I had a hard start to my year. It's been challenging. It's been trying. And I am just trying to power through it.
You're doing great. Keep it up. Keep doing it. Keep being you, and you'll be 100% wonderful the whole time. And I'm sure you'll always be number one, or if not, very close.
At least in your hearts.
That's right. That's right, baby. All right. Thank you very much, Nicole. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Bye. Talk to you soon. Thanks.